Now that the NFL draft is officially over, I'm going to be ranking the teams that did the best in this year's 2025 NFL draft. At number 3, I have the New York Giants. I think they did a really good job in this year's draft class, and they started out in the first round. At number 3 overall, they went with best available and drafted Abdul Carter, and then they traded back into the first round to, of course, go get Jackson Dart, their quarterback for the future. And then in the 4th round, they drafted Cam Skattebo, an absolutely electric running back to pair in the backfield with Jackson Dart. At number 2, I have the New England Patriots. I think they absolutely crushed it overall this offseason, and their NFL draft did not disappoint. With the number 4 overall pick, they went with offensive tackle Will Campbell out of LSU, who is an absolute dog. And they not only drafted a stud cornerstone tackle to protect Drake May, but they surrounded him with one of the best running backs in this year's draft class in Travion Henderson out of Ohio State. They also added a stud wide receiver in Kyle Williams out of Washington State, who Chris Sims, an NFL analyst, has as the second best receiver in this year's draft class. And the team that I think did the best in this year's NFL draft was absolutely the Carolina Panthers. They added so much on both sides of the ball, and they started it out with the 8th overall pick drafting T-Mac, finally getting Bryce Young a true number 1 wide receiver. And there's been a lot of question marks around T-Mac. Can he run the entire route tree? The way I look at it, Dave Canales, the head coach of the Panthers, turned around Baker Mayfield, and who was the weapon that he did it with? It was Mike Evans, and T-Mac is a perfect fit for Canales and Bryce Young to now pair him up with Thielen and Xavier Legette. And I also think the Panthers did a really good job on the defensive side of the ball. They added Nick Scott and traded up for him in the 2nd round. They also drafted Princely Umanmielen in the 3rd round and also drafted safety Lathan Ransom out of Ohio State. That also doesn't include drafting Trevor Etienne and getting Jimmy Horn Jr. later in the draft.